Reese, what a phenomenal game of football that was to watch when either side could have won it right up until the last kick. What is that like for you as players to play in?
No, I think it was, clearly a game of two halves. In the first half, they got the better of us, in nearly every department. And, second half, we came out, we had to review and change a few things. And, we started the second half quick and the game turned quickly.
What did the manager ask you to change going into that second half?
No, the messages were similar, but more demanding, more effort. There was too many second balls they won in the first half, that we needed to tighten up on. And we done that in the second half.
Brilliant free kick from you to get Chelsea back in the game. How do you make that just look so easy?
To be honest, I'm not sure. I've been taking free kicks, my whole life, to execute one, when, we needed to, pull something out of the bag, was a great feeling. It's a difficult place to come. Many teams come here and, the atmosphere, gets the better of a lot of teams. But no, we couldn't win today, but it's important when you can't win not to lose.
Even when you got that goal back, how tough is it to keep momentum when you're here at St James's Park?
Yeah, momentum changes. One goal changes the game. The whole atmosphere quietened down. And we knew that, if we got one, the second one for sure was there. So the task was to get one and, see where it took us.
Right towards the end, this whole stadium were on their feet because they thought they were going to get something when you made a bit of contact with Harvey Barnes. Was your heart in your mouth?
No, if this gets given, then, I'm not sure. I touch him, I don't pull him. It's too soft, way too soft for me.
Just finally, heading into Christmas, where are Chelsea at now? Are you still in this title race?
I don't know, the season's long, The season's long, we have to work, week on week, game on game and try and keep improving, Last season we came here and, we lost. This is, coming here from 2-0 down to get a draw. It's a super, difficult game and, we're happy to, take a point considering, the first half.
It was a great watch. Thank you.
Thank you.
Certainly was a great watch, and I tell you what, his free kick was a great watch, wasn't it? Who wants to pick up on this one? It was absolutely perfect so early in the second half.
Well, the problem we've got is that they're not sure Newcastle who's going to take it, whether it's Cole Palmer or whether it's going to be Reese James. Eventually, it's him, and he executes it superbly well. It's exactly where he wants to put it. The whip on it, the bend, the pace, the way he gets it up and down. And of course, the accuracy there for it to go in off the post, it doesn't give the keeper any chance, I don't think.
Yeah, that was 2-1 then. And staying with you, the penalty appeal?
I just think they get this totally wrong, the referee and VAR. This, for me, is as clear penalty as you're going to see. They took over 3 minutes to get to an on-field decision in the first half of the VAR, and how they can't recommend the referee go and see this is beyond me. It's a clear penalty. He's not interested in the ball. He takes the man out. He's not protecting the ball. He's not shielding the ball. He just wipes Anthony Gordon out. That, for me, is a clear penalty, and they get it terribly wrong.
Shaun, you've been in many of these situations. You've been clattered into the hoardings over the years. It's a cliched sort of point that we make, but if that is in the centre circle, that's a foul.
100%. I couldn't agree more with Alan here. There is no eye on the ball. It's all man. And he just steps across him. Like, I get it. Even it's frustrating for an attacker when defenders just shield the ball out and block you. But he hasn't done that. He's put his foot across his running leg as well, which causes him to go over with momentum. So they got this one wrong there for me.
It's a terrible decision. Not a poor day. As I said, they took over 3 minutes in the first half to get to a really good on-field decision. And I understand the semi-automated wasn't working, but still, we saw it straight away. And to the naked eye, it wasn't offside yet. It takes them over 3 minutes to get to that decision.
Yeah.
And for them not to see that, I don't know what they're looking at. I really don't. I can't understand it.
The goal that got Chelsea a point, Shaun, came from João Pedro, and it came from a Malik Thiaw mistake, didn't it? All the way back from, firstly, this is Lewis Hall overlapping Anthony Gordon. Gordon plays the ball in, Shaun, and it all comes from here.
Yeah, it does. And I think if Gordon maybe gives Hall that ball, then that situation doesn't occur. And there was areas there for Waltmead needs to get in that space as well when it's an easy tap in. But from this happens, they're left one-on-one now at the back. And for me, what Pedro's trying shouldn't be able to happen, but he executes it perfectly well. And from he gets inside him, now it's just down to Pedro, and he slows himself down. And for me, it's a great finish. But like I said, that shouldn't happen, Alan.
At any level of football, the ball cannot travel that far without having a challenge from the defender. I know he slips, but it's come from the keeper, so it's travelled, 70 yards in the air? And it's brilliant piece of skill. The header, the control, the finish is outstanding from João Pedro. But you cannot allow the ball to travel that far from a defender's point of view and not put a challenge in. Even if he doesn't win the ball, even if he fouls him by going in for the challenge, that would be good enough, because that goal then doesn't happen.
They still went for it, your old team Newcastle, Al, didn't they? And they had their chances, Harvey Barnes in particular at the end.
Yeah, he had two really good chances, did Harvey Barnes. Newcastle work it well and they come back really well. Goes into Visser. He's got to hit this, either hit it first time or get his shot away quicker. Can't allow the defender to come back. At this level of the game, you've got to get your shot away, because you know that defenders are going to come back in. Took far too long, really did. It's a great chance, really is.
And I think we were both up our feet for this one. Both thought it was in, didn't we, in the green room? It's a great cross.
Oh, it's a brilliant ball from Bruno. Yeah, we thought it hit the inside of the post rather than. We just saw the net moving wrong side, though. But another big opportunity that Newcastle should have punished Chelsea. They work it well, though.
And honestly, I think he's unlucky with that. I don't think he makes the actual connection he wants. When I've just watched it again there, it looks like it comes off slightly off his shin. I think if it hits his side foot, it's more of a controlled finish, and it kind of just bounces off and he guides it into the net.
Who did you think was going to win this race between Elanga and Cucurella at the end? You were backing Marc Cucurella, and Elanga's got some gas.
Yeah, I were, because I just... Like we said, that we was in the green room talking, and his confidence isn't what it was. But when he started running, he didn't look as fast as I've seen him look at Forest. And for me there, he takes the wrong decision. I think if he doesn't take that on his left foot, which is his strongest foot, from he cuts inside, he's got to know he's going to have two men or a man over, which he can, if he gets his head up, look, it's a simple pass and it's a goal. But he takes the harder option on his weaker foot. And it's a hard execution, and he doesn't execute it.
Got to pass it. The guys have done ever so well to keep up with him, get up there, and they've got all that way to support him. If it goes in the back of the net, you say, yeah, great finish. But when it doesn't, you have to criticise him for not taking the right option.
Let's have another look at it here.
There it is there. He did ever so well to get in there. Great throw from the goalkeeper, releases it early. But you're thinking, who's going to help me? Here they come. There's Barnes, there's Visser. Has to pass that. He really has to pass it.
Shearer shouting if he's on the pitch all those years ago, isn't he? And his wide man there. Right, we'll get more reaction from St James's Park for you after the break here on Premier League Live. It's redemption for Nick Voltemada from the Weir Tyne, a double from him, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough for Eddie Howe's side with the Chelsea comeback. Goals from Reese James and João Pedro, and they take a point away from the North East. More reaction coming next. So goal rush to come in, just over 10 minutes time. But that man, Nick Voltemada, I should say, 7 Premier League goals now for the season. His first double for Newcastle since that summer move. And we can hear from the German now.
Nick, after such a brilliant first half, what's the mood in the dressing room like not to come away with a win?
Yeah, not good. I think we played an amazing first half with crazy energy, and we pressed really well, get good chances, and yeah, second half we don't come in our situation so often like in first half, but I think we're quite well, and yeah, it's unlucky that we get 2 goals, concede 2 goals from situations where you maybe don't normally concede 2 goals from. But yeah, that's part of football. But I think, yeah, especially in first half, we did really, really good.
Has that felt like a bit of a theme for Newcastle this season when you've gone ahead in games, not being able to hold on to the win?
I don't know. I think if you saw how we played in first half, I think yeah, we can win against every team. And yeah, I don't know why we got concede 2 goals. Yeah, happened quite often that we're in front and then losing or draw the game still. Yeah, we keep working on it, and yeah, maybe next time we can play 90 minutes like this.
So they weren't necessarily late goals, Mr. Shearer, that your old team let in today, but look at that contrast of goals scored and conceded in first and second half. And it's the second line I want to draw your attention to. 4 in the first, but letting in 18 so far this season in the second half of games.
Yeah, that's obviously a concern, and particularly late goals. I I would normally say if they played every first half like they did today, in terms of the energy and the aggression, I would say that's really difficult to keep up for 90 minutes, particularly when you're playing in League Cup games, when you're playing in Champions League games. But it hasn't always been like that this season. Sometimes it's been a timid first half. So from that point of view, that's something they're going to have to iron out, or it's going to cost them massively come the end of the season.
Well, I'm sure the Newcastle boss will have something to say about that penalty appeal in the second half at St James's Park. Here is Eddie Howe after that game.
There were still opportunities for Newcastle in the second half. Why do you think you weren't able to get that third goal?
Yeah, I think we had chances in the first half as well, and yeah, that elusive third goal wasn't there for us today. Well, we'll have to sort of look back at it and reflect on it, but overall we're very positive feeling in respect of how we played today. That's us at our very best, technically, tactically, physically, really, really good from the lads today.
Should you have had a penalty in the second half?
In my opinion, yes. I think it's a clear penalty. I think anywhere else on the pitch, that's a free kick. I think the player's gone into Anthony aggressively, too aggressively in my opinion, so I think it's a stonewall.
Stonewall, that's what you said, Al?
Certain, Ben. Honestly, I can't understand how they look at that and think that's acceptable not to give the decision, but there we go. You have to accept it and get on with it, but it was a huge error from my point of view. I don't know what the VAR are looking at there. How they can't spot that and see it.